live. Don't say fuck. Oh, just kidding. You can say fuck.
You'll see that. It's not my style. Fucking asshole.
And then I just want to get this shared real quick before we go. If I'm sure there might be somebody on right at this very moment saying nothing's happening, nothing's going on. I'm trying to share this to every single page real quickly.
You need an IT guy. Once you blow this up, or an unpaid internship.
I need to get quicker at this thing. Oh, hey.
Just get some kid from the college there. Tell him you'll give him credit.
That's gonna and then I think we're then that and it. Man, all right, now we're posted. We're going. And a live Friday night live. What the hell? Everything. Mr. Ryan McTigue.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good.
I'm glad.
All right.
I'm really happy.
That it? We good?
I'm happy you're glad. I'm happy you're
good. Thanks for having me on, man.
We already spoiled all the good conversation already in the
I know in testing the equipment. There's pretty much nothing else to talk about.
No, nothing going on at all.
No.
Around the state, around the world, nothing's going on.
No. We're all just doing things the way we used to.
I was trying to find just now, a good live stream update of the draft because I can't get the draft while the podcast is going on my computer or
I'll
my
just hold
TV.
this up the corner.
I mean, that'd be great. Just hold that up. Honestly,
Perfect.
what can you look? Get a stand and put it up just a little down, a little lower.
A little late for me to go and purchase a stand.
Say what?
The Browns are on the clock. That's I can give you that.
Or Lions picking 9, huh?
They're picking 9. By the way, I've thought this for a long time about the NFL draft. Like for the Lions, obviously it's like our Super Bowl, right? When you're a Lions fan, we're not going to win anything.
This time. Not this time.
Yeah, not this time. Only been saying that forever, but this time does feel different. But again, the thing I don't get, and I never have understood, and I love football, is paying money to go watch the draft live. What do you get out of that? Your team picks once around, maybe twice if you've made some trades. I don't care enough about right now. I don't care who the Cleveland Browns pick. It doesn't affect me one way. I couldn't get happy or sad and sit there for hours on end watching guys get drafted. Like it's not a game. You're just calling up people's names. It's just
real life.
It's just like The Price is Right without actually any contests going on. Like they could be holding the draft in my backyard and I wouldn't walk out and sit there.
But you could say the same thing about watching it in general.
Right. I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Because I'll have it on the background or like when I know the Lions are coming up, but generally after like the first or second round, I'm I'll look the next day and go, who do we take? Oh, okay. Because I don't know those guys. I watch a lot of college football, but I'm not like stat guy where I know all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to, he's going to fit into our scheme.
You used to be though.
Maybe a little bit, but even for as much as I would watch more, when it came to the draft, I mean, these guys are going deep. They're getting guys from like Mississippi Valley State. And I'm like, dude, I don't know.
So deep.
And then he always turns out, right? You get these guys that are busts. I mean, we know we're Lions fans, so they all turn out to be busts. And you get some dudes that just come out of nowhere. And so I don't get too worked up about it.
I was watching some, and I typically, and I know you don't feel the same way. I typically really like Tom Brady as a competitor, as like I don't care. Like you hate him probably because he was from Michigan. That might have something to do with it. I don't even know if you hate him, but I was watching some old interview clip with him, and he was talking, and this is probably 10 years ago. He was in his long hair phase, so whatever that was. And he was talking about how, what he was thinking at the time and how devastated he was that he fell to the seventh round. It's like, shut the fuck up. What are you bitching about?
It's devastating.
Now
You get to
he was
play a
he was
game.
crying about it, how upset he was. You're like, fuck off. You just won the lottery 8 times. What are you bitching about?
So I've come around a little bit on Tom Brady where yeah, I didn't like him because he came from Michigan. I'm a Michigan State fan, but it wasn't that
Yeah,
deep. But I watched him. It was during COVID. They did that tournament or that thing with Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning, Phil, and Tom Brady. That golf thing. Did you watch that at all last year? Where they were
a little
mic'd
bit.
up the whole time? Dude, he was funny. He was like a funny dude. Him and Phil were having a great time, and I'm like, all right, I kind of like the guy, but the thing that turns me off about him is that everybody in the state, for some reason, well, they're like, he's our guy. Like, no, he's not. He's from California. He played minimally at Michigan, and then they all became Patriots fans. It's like you're giving up on your. You know how loyal I am to
You
this
know,
crappy football
you
team.
have this
And people
weird, like,
jumping off the bandwagon to get on this, we win Super Bowls. You don't win. No, your team is the crap team downtown next to Comerica Park. That is your team. Don't pretend.
I mean, how many? There's probably is a lot of Michigan fans that have, what do you call that? Migrated, migrated.
Oh,
Lions fans that have migrated to the Patriots. I'm sure. I
but that's my
probably
thing.
do.
So what do you do now? Right? Are you still Patriots fans or are they now buying all the Tampa Bay stuff? Because that to
Oh, they're
me,
Tampa Bay hardcore.
that's stupid though. Then Brady retires and who you gonna root for? See, that's why you stick with a team. Don't follow some dude.
Just stick
I
with it.
love Matt Stafford. I'm not rooting for the stupid Rams. I hope
Oh,
Jared
I'm
Goff
rooting for the
kicks his
Rams.
ass in every game.
I mean, I hope the Lions win when they play them, because they do play them in
Yeah,
LA.
I don't
But
care if
I
he
still am
wins.
going to root for LA and root for Matt Stafford. If Matt Stafford goes to the Super Bowl, I'm going to
Well,
fucking root for Matt Stafford.
right, unless we have a chance to go to the Super Bowl, which we
Yeah, then
don't
fuck him. I don't
because
care.
we are who we are.
I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It always bothers me when people are like fans of a player and then they pretend to be fans of the team and then they just follow the player all over the place. I don't know. To me, like that's a weird kind of loyalty to me. Unless you're like he's your brother or like
That makes
you're like
sense.
a dude you grew up with that like like if you're just a fan, like it's cool to be a fan of a guy, but once he leaves your team, it's like, all right, don't let the door hit you, man. Like we still
I
like
feel
you, but
like everybody now, though, is drinking Detroit Lions Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, I feel like
yeah, but no one
everybody.
has ever drank it as much as you.
Oh, no, I drink it hard. I
The
drink
the 0-16 season,
with
you said they're
extra
gonna win
sugar.
10 games. 10
Extra
games.
sugar.
Yes.
I had that. I have the Kool-Aid with like the 2 cups of sugar.
I know. I always we did fantasy football. I think maybe a couple of years. But there's one year I think you took like 5 different Detroit Lions because you're like, they're all great.
Hey man,
Did,
it's all about it's perception versus reality. I perceive the Lions to be good because that's all I pay attention to. I
that's
don't pay
true.
attention to other football necessarily.
If you're paying attention to them, you should know the reality is that
I
they
mean,
suck. I mean, let's be
you
honest
say it
here.
like that, you know.
I pay attention to one team. Well, you should know that they're terrible then because all the other teams run them over.
I wonder how many what is it going to take? Obviously, I know what it's going to take for fans to come around, but to get because there's always vibes of like awesomeness. Historically, over the last 10 years, there has been vibes of awesomeness that make you that trick you. You're like, oh, this is different now.
Yeah, but the thing with the Lions are they don't have an issue having fans buy in. I mean, they don't. They'll complain and bitch about everything, but they sell out every single game. They are anything happens with them, sports talk radio down here. I mean, it's nonstop. And every single draft, everyone's like, here we go. This is it. We're gonna do it. So I mean, Lions fans they're loyal to a fault. I mean, we know that's how we are.
We're stupid.
We're dumb. Yeah.
And
For many other reasons as
and
well. But yeah.
can't even break up with them. You try to break
No.
up with them, and it just can't.
Nah, I don't even try. I know. I'm in it for the long haul because that's the fear. It's the fear of going. I am no longer watching the Lions, and then that's the year they go to the Super Bowl and win.
See, now we're presented with a very real scenario. Now, How real of a scenario it is that he lands in Detroit, I don't know. But I could totally see Aaron Rodgers is an asshole. Like he's a huge egotist, he's a huge asshole. And you know that if he could stick it to the Green Bay Packers twice a year, he would. What
Yeah.
dude, honestly, you want to see a total 180 switch as far as me accepting a player.
Dude, yeah, of course. That guy's amazing. He's like the best. Besides Brady, he's like the best quarterback that's out
He'd
there.
probably come and fucking break his knee. Like, what's a
Oh
great
yeah.
historic like trade where they're awesome and then all of a sudden they suck forever? You know, they're the
Literally anyone
best.
that's ever come to our team.
It's like he's like Pujols, where he would come to the Lions and he would just suck ever since coming to the Lions.
That's
That's
a
what had
fact.
happened.
That's a fact. That's
Say
it.
what?
I said that's a fact. Delay
Let's
we
make
got.
fun of the NHL.
Okay.
I like making fun of the NHL. Did you see they finally is it 100% approved? Let me pull my little trusty I didn't even get the whole I didn't even get the story. I got the picture.
Standard Smitty. So we did the show how many years together? 3 years, 2.5?
Two, three, two,
Oh.
two, almost a solid two.
So the pulling back the curtain here, we would prep for we're supposed to prep for like 2 hours ahead of our show. We get in there, not tell each other what we were going to talk about. Smitty would throw out this thing. I
Yeah.
want to talk about this. And he just read the headline. So I'd ask a question about the article. Like, I don't know, man. So just trying to read it. So it's just like pretty standard.
Keep talking. Keep telling the story because I'm gonna blow my nose while you're doing it. Keep
Okay.
keep telling the story.
So, well, there's many stories that go along with this. The number one that stands out, that's hilarious, is that I read some story about, I think I called you racist, which I do typically whenever you say something that's not necessarily racist. But it was about,
Great story.
it was about the Japanese inventions or crazy Japanese inventions you're talking about. And so I'm like, all right, you start reading them off. The
Yeah.
name, you had not read anything about them. And you stopped at one and said the noodle eater's hair guard. I go, what's that? And you go, I don't know. You started reading it off, and it said something along. I don't know if you even have a clip of that anymore, but
No, I don't even one single bit.
that's too sad. Actually, you know what? I think I do.
I
but
have all of the old afternoon hangover stuff that you sent me a few months ago.
yeah.
That's
So
it. That's all I got.
he was in the middle of reading what the noodle eater's hair guard was, and it wasn't like a serious review of it because it had contained the word splooge. That's
No,
me.
it was. I
Said
remember what
on
it
the
was.
air. But like as he was reading it, realized he was saying splooge, and it like just faded, and then it was dead silence, and all you could hear was us laughing, and then it just went. He just hit the button to go to commercial. He's like, that's why you try to read the articles before we bring them up in the show.
That is a good example of what not to do.
You don't have to worry about that anymore. Or
No,
the
well,
time
I
where
got better at it anyway. I like
was
I believe it or not, I did get I don't know about a lot better. I'm a lot better now. I just make sure all the stuff I got for the podcast, I read that shit ahead of time for the most part. You
hey,
know?
bud,
But
we got a kid interruption.
you got is that Luke? Luke in the
Yeah.
building? Luke in the house?
Yeah.
Luke in the house.
Yeah. Hey, Lucas, you close the door. Get a popsicle. Yeah, no, that and then there was so you said splooge on the air, which is great. I'm
Yeah.
sure you've done
That's
worse.
what happens when you don't pre-read things, man.
But do you remember the time where I was editing a phone call to get the word shit out of a phone call and I kept hitting it because you want to get it right in that area where the word is, take that out and then you can play it on the air. Didn't realize that it was my editing screen was going live over the air. So as I kept hitting the button, it was going shit, 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 shit over the air. I'm like, let's hope they don't realize that happened.
It's just one of a million ways things can go wrong when you're doing radio. You know, if you're doing
honestly
live
shocked
radio,
that,
you're doing say what?
I'm honestly shocked that we didn't get in more trouble for that we didn't screw up more because it's weird like when you're in the studio and the things we're talking about and we're dropping f-bombs just BSing with each other. And then when we turn the mic on, all of a sudden your brain does kind of switch into that mode of like, I'm not going to say any bad words.
Yeah.
There's very, very few times where we've even almost slipped. Well, at least me. I don't know what life was like the 10 years after
Oh
I
no,
got
I
off
never.
there.
No, I no. It's just sometimes if you're tracking, if you're recording a show or
Oh,
something like
yeah.
that, and then you accidentally miss an edit, and somehow something can get said that way. Uh,
Yeah, that
but other than that,
that's bound to
not
happen.
live. That's just
Yeah,
dumb, huh?
that's bound to happen.
Yeah.
That was the
No,
best of them, I'm sure.
dude. Honestly, there's so many. I could countless times that I probably could have gotten in trouble for shit that I said on the air. I've gotten so danced over that line so many times, and I'm not even saying like fuck or shit. Like I was talking about eating ass once on the show. I had like strippers in the studio. There was at Fantasies. They had me. They sponsored this bit called.
Well, then they're asking for it.
Huh?
They're asking for it at that point.
I
Something
know.
bad's gonna happen.
Dude, I was at the point where I was uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm no prude, but this is fucked up, man.
Dude, honestly, that would make me very uncomfortable. Like I'm not a guy that has ever been like the strip club guy. Like I remember like I had buddies that were like, "Oh, let's go, let's go." I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like I can't pay money to have a girl pretend to like me.
No,
like
it's never.
like it's just I'm awkward in those situations. I'm like
I'm not. I'm not in my early 20s anymore.
no,
It's
even
just,
then I was never like I was never comfortable there. So if you brought them in the studio and I was supposed to be like Howard Stern, I would fail so miserably.
dude. It was just awkward, and it's nothing against the strippers that were coming in, but look, to say they were hired for their personality is not.
Nothing
You
against
know,
you. It's just you're like a blank wall.
that's how it felt. Trying to do a show called Porno Password.
That was on your show?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
Fridays at 5 o'clock drive time. I'd talk all of a sudden talking about ass eating, trying to figure out what this password was. Oh, what a disaster.
Drive time stuff. Oh god, that's a lot more intense than our old drive at 5.
Shut up. Did we do that?
The drive at 5?
We didn't do that. Was that us?
Yeah, that
Our
was on the
show?
Bear. Because remember, it was sponsored by. So we were supposed to say it's time for the drive at 5, and then you play this liner where a woman goes into it like, oh, brought to you by, I think it was like Turtle Creek or I don't know, one of the casinos. Anyways, so we got to the point where it's like, well, it sounds so stupid for me to go, it's time for your drive at 5, and then have a lady go, brought to you by blah blah blah. So when we started trying to sound like her,
I've,
we call it the drive at 5, and
I
then
don't remember that one
you
single
don't
bit.
remember that? Oh my
No,
god. Yeah, well, anyway, we did that a lot until they told us to stop.
man.
We had a lot of those where they told us to stop. Like how we talk about how broke we were, and so our bosses came in. They're like, "Hey, can you guys not mention that how broke you guys are all the time?" We're like, "Maybe if you paid us more, we wouldn't have to." I think we did like a whole show about what I could do with the to spice up my peanut butter sandwiches because that's all I had left for the week. Like, how could I?
Honestly, that was one of our. I remember, Jesus Christ, I remember that was one of our best shows
I
because we
know.
just had a whole fucking show about different ways to spice up a PB and J.
The sad thing is, it wasn't a bit. Like I needed it because I was so broke. That's all I had left. They're like, can you please not talk about how poor you guys are? I'm like, well, there's one way to solve that. It'd be great. They were a
Man,
little bit out of touch at the time about our pay. That, and then our listeners also assume that if you're on the air, you're a millionaire or you're making real good bank. And the
yeah,
realization when we'd show up places, I think hit them pretty hard. We're like, oh my god, these are the guys. That's how they dress. But yeah, I don't want to get him in trouble. But our old boss, the guy who used to own the stations, one day I was sitting there prepping for our show, like we always do, and he owns like an airplane. He's a pilot and all that stuff. And I was just really curious. I had watched a show on Discovery Channel the night before, and I was like, "Hey, what about this, this, and this?" And he's like, "When's your show? What time you guys go on?" She should have known. Um, but I'm like, "Oh yeah, in like 2 hours." He's like, "You want to go up in the plane?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So super cool guy, very nice dude. Takes me up, and we get up, and we're flying like over the Mackinac Bridge. And he's like, "You want to take over?" I'm like, sure. So I'm kind of flying the plane. I'm just, he's like, turn over here and blah, 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 and whatever. And I'm doing it okay. And he goes, you're kind of like a natural. He's like, you should think about taking pilot's lessons. And I go, you know how much you pay me? Like, you know this is impossible. Like, yeah, well, let me pay for pilot's lessons and then fly my non-existent plane. Like, dude. Like,
Man,
I mean, like, he was so nice, and I just felt so
no, he's
bad being
great.
like,
He
yeah,
took me up. He took me up in that plane, in that same plane, over Burt Lake in
yeah.
Sheboygan, and threatened. It was the middle of the winter, and he's threatened to land me on the ice, like right by his house. I'm like, you fucking land me on the ice, we'll fight like grown-ups. Like, I got a real fear against falling through the ice. I'm not landing on a plane on the ice right now. That's crazy,
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, we were broke for a long time.
dude.
Good times.
How many times did we get yelled at? How many times did, honestly, doing the show with you, I got yelled at more than any other time in my radio career.
I remember because I mentioned that I was listening to my iPod. That's how long ago we did a show together. That I was listening to my iPod, and I remember when someone came in and told us, "Don't talk about iPods because you're going to steer people away from the radio." I'm like, I'm pretty sure people know what iPods are. Like, they don't need us to tell them that we have an iPod. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
listening to the classic Rock the Bear all damn day
that's
long,
a
or
real
real
thing
rock.
with radio. That's a real problem with a lot of owners or whatever, programmers or whatever,
Yeah,
where it's not as bad anymore. Most of them accept and understand that the internet is
exists. Things
just a thing. It's not going away.
things exist that
Yeah.
are probably more attractive than radio.
But there's so many that for the longest time anyway, and there's a bunch still that are just like, you can't even acknowledge it exists.
I know. And that's just bizarre because obviously people are listening to your radio show. They're not going to go, oh, dude, that guy has an iPod. I better get one of those and not listen to the show that I like anymore. Like, it's silly. But we got yelled about everything. Mostly it was playing sports in the parking lot during the show. We'd put on a long
Dude,
song and then go out
I,
and play catch with a football or
I found
baseball.
out that they almost fired us both.
But they
Like,
couldn't. You know why? Because I am a non-smoker, and all the smokers at the station could go out for 10, 15 minutes multiple times during the day. They would have gotten away with it because why can't I go outside? I'm not smoking. I'm throwing a
that
ball with my
was a
buddy.
big to do, wasn't it? That was a big to do.
If it was, they didn't tell me. I just remember they bought us a basketball hoop for the studio so we wouldn't go outside anymore. Like one of those mini hoops and a dartboard. And
I
then
don't
even then they
understand.
were like, oh, you guys got to tone it down. Someone's trying to do production in here, which we know what is going on in that production
I was
room.
playing hacky sack, you
Yeah.
know?
We were doing zero things to bother anybody. We're hiding in the back lot. No one drives by that station anyway. And we're playing catch with a baseball for like 10 minutes while
Honestly,
Thunderstruck was going on.
I mean this 100%. You too, but like, we were fucking morale officers. We lifted so much morale in that building
We did.
with our joy and infectious enthusiasm that they should have been grateful that we were there in the first place.
Yeah, I like to think so. I mean, we pushed the envelope for what a business type I don't know, attitude would be. But what are you gonna do, man? You do work in radio. Like, it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. Like, I say this to everybody when everyone's like, "Oh, what's your favorite thing you ever did?" I'm like, "Radio." And they're like, "Would you like to do it again?" I go, "No." Like, absolutely not. You don't get like it was great for the time of my life that it was. And I got to do this amazing show and literally like we were friends, and we started the show. They didn't say you guys come together. Like, we became friends and started the show, and it was just picking on my buddy and him picking on me for 5 hours a day. But the pay, as we talked about, it was rough, dude. It was real rough. And then just the change in format, like you kind of got to roll with the punches when you're in radio, and it's something I never regret. And but yeah, man, it's a tough gig, like they could flip a format on you, and all of a sudden you're out on your ass. And
It's
or you could go to vacation in Chicago on Christmas, and you drive back and stop hearing promos for your show. Come in on Monday, eating a Subway sandwich, and your boss sits down and tells you you've
man,
been let go.
you want to know a shitty feeling? That's a shitty feeling, knowing that your
I may have
buddy's
known
fired.
someone
You
that
can't say
happened
anything.
to.
Huh?
I may have known someone that happened to.
There's hardly any worse feelings than on your birthday, mind you. It was happened on my
Oh, that's
birthday.
right.
You came back from vacation and just knowing that your friend, because I was told earlier that day, I think, or maybe the day before you came back, I can't remember,
Yeah.
uh, that you were getting fired due to budget cuts.
I wasn't the only one though. I had made the first round. They had like a Black Thursday where a bunch of people got laid off.
Yeah.
I'd made it past that a couple months before, but that's probably time anyway. I don't know. I was bummed about it, obviously, and I kept trying to get back into it, but I was like, wasn't
No,
wasn't in the cards, man.
that's the
Wasn't.
thing, man. Now, like, there's no fucking way. There's no way that I would rather. I love doing this podcast so much. Just the very idea that I can do whatever I want, do whatever kind of show I want, say whatever the fuck I want. I would rather bartend and fucking sell peanuts than work in radio ever again. Just beats you in the fucking face.
I didn't feel like that. Obviously, I hadn't done it as long as you
If it
have
got
at
to the
this
point
point.
where it drove your sanity away.
Yeah. I the there were things about it though, like if you ever see a radio, this is for people listening because you obviously know this. If you ever see a parade and there's a radio person driving a vehicle that has their logo on it, just know that they are not getting paid for that and they are miserable and cannot wait to go home. Parades and fairs are the worst things ever. Remote broadcast, whenever like, hey, we're out at Johnson's Kia for 5 hours. Oh my God, that's the worst. I mean, you
It
get paid for
depends.
that one.
It
You get paid
definitely
for that, which
depends
is
on
nice.
what it is. There's
Yeah.
first of all, I did love driving in parades. Like it's just super fun.
Because
But
you're a grandma.
I like to talk shit to people when I'm driving down the road, and I get a bunch of free stuff. Like people just bring me free stuff when I ask them to.
In the parade while you're driving?
Yeah, hot dogs, fucking peanuts,
Oh, dude.
pretzels. I ask people for things, and they just bring them to me. It's pretty rad.
I was too much of a rookie then, I guess. So this is a veteran move. You did that after because you
Yeah.
didn't tell me about that.
No, I learned about that after.
Yeah.
But I like doing any sort of remote that has like like a car dealership or
Those were the
name it, like Walmart or Meyer or something. You want to do a remote, you want to just die.
bro, the worst. So car dealerships were my number one until I did a casino.
Oh yeah,
then
that's another one.
what you get is the bus loads of the old people coming in to play slot machines for 5 hours, and they all want the free crap that you have. And so because you're giving away Donnie Baker CDs and really stupid shit, like, and then sign up for this contest to win. I don't know, whatever the hell we were giving away at the time. And then you get the people that come up and they want free stuff, but they're mad at you because the free stuff you have to give away is not what they want. They're like, oh, Def Leppard CD, I don't want this. Like, you don't have to take it. Like, don't get mad at me, man. You came up here looking for something. But yeah, those were the good old days.
Just some of the stuff that we had to give away was like I've had
There was
stuff
no rhyme or reason to it. We had a prize closet that we just go in and grab a box of and whatever the hell was in there, we were giving away. We didn't like
we
think
had
about it. We're like, oh yeah, these guys will love this. It was just
Yeah.
whatever the hell was in there free to give away.
like notepads that are shaped like fucking thumbs up. Like we had these with our station logo on. I'm like, what makes any sort of sense to give those away whatsoever?
People take them though. People, I mean, you get people who just take whatever the hell you have. They'll take what they just want free crap.
Stickers. All I want is stickers and t-shirts.
Stickers, t-shirts. Yeah,
That's it.
that's
That's
true.
it.
They make them happy. You made a trade with a gentleman that looked like Kid Rock's great grandfather when we went out to a bar in Wolver's Stinking Reen.
Then he cried and gave me a knife.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I didn't get a knife. I also brought t-shirts. No one gave me shit that time.
They're grateful. You know,
That's how
they're
desperate we were to sell our shows that we just went out to did remotes for free. we're gonna be out of this bar. Someone please pay us. We actually ended up getting a sponsor out of that, which was pretty good.
I think we got 2 or 3. I think we got 2.
We got Breakers. I don't know what else we got.
I think we got 2 out of that.
Breakers, like,
I tried to bring that back the last go around.
Yeah,
the Magical Mystery Tour, and then I decided no.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for no pay. Although we'd really just drive the vehicle and go get drunk at a bar, but
I don't do that anymore though. I'm old now.
I know you're like 55.
How long
60.
what is it? 07 I started doing this shit. So how long you been?
'07
Oh
was when I
seven?
was, yeah.
I don't know. So it's 14 years. I had to do math. It took me a long time to figure that math out. 14 years. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Huh? You can see it in your beard. Man, salt and pepper really took over there.
Well, it's distinguished is the way I like to think about it. Distinguished look. You should probably try it. Pepper it in, man.
Oh no, it's in. Look at that.
Nah, it
In
looks
there.
ratty. I don't know. I
It's
can't
in
tell.
there. Yeah. We were gonna make fun of the NHL earlier, and we just totally.
I don't know enough about him to make fun of him, to be honest. Unless you had
Well,
something.
that's the whole point. Is that
Oh,
you don't need a 30-second team. You don't need a 30-second team. The Seattle Kraken are officially in the NHL. They're the official 30-second team. They just did the expansion, whatever. $650 million, 30-second franchise in the NHL.
good
Is there
chunk of
really a need
change.
for a Seattle team at all?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I don't, like they did a bunch of those. Like Atlanta was a team. Remember the Atlanta Thrashers, and I think they moved them somewhere. Phoenix Coyotes, are they still there? Or did they move to Quebec again?
I don't know. Are the Carolina Hurricanes still a team?
They're still a team. I think they're good. We are the wrong people to be talking about hockey. I know the Red Wings stink, and Yzerman's our GM, so we hope that they're not going to stink anymore. And that's about it.
Well, that's part of the problem. And part of the problem for me personally is that I don't follow sports nearly as much as I used to. Like I just don't. I don't follow hockey. I don't know who's on the team. I don't know any of that stuff. But could that be the NHL's fault, or is it mostly mine? Is it my fault or their fault that I don't know who the fuck's on on the Red Wings? You know what I mean?
I guess it's both. I don't know. And well, no one promotes the NHL, so that's probably part of the problem. In our state, they talk about at least local news. It's kind of important. The Red Wings practice up there, or do their spring training or whatever they call it up there. But yeah, I think if you're a diehard fan, you got to go and look for it. Like me with obviously soccer. I'm like one of those people. It's getting easier to find soccer information, soccer news, soccer highlights than it was before. You used to pick on me all the time, but I still got to go digging for it, man. Like you got to go look for it. Like you got to like it. So they're not doing a great job promoting themselves. But as it's getting bigger, more people are covering it, but it's still not. It's never going to be. I don't want to say never, but it's not. It's not. It's going to be a very, very, very long time before it's on par with any of the big three. I say because NHL's wavering.
Yeah, but I think soccer's growing like incrementally. Is that's not the right word? It's
Exponentially.
yeah,
Yeah,
exponentially.
it's
Yeah.
different. Incrementally slow.
Well, I
Exponentially.
just didn't have the right word.
Should do the show with a
But
thesaurus
they
next
are
week.
growing that fast. Soccer is growing that fast.
In
And
this country, yeah, and
yeah,
the coverage is insane. So you got like the English league's obviously the big one here, but then you've got other like who's covering the ESPN. You can stream all like the German games. You can get most of the Mexican league games are on Fox Sports now, and then MLS. I'm not a big fan of MLS, but anyway, you can watch that too. And then even locally, I'm going to talk about this. My boys, Detroit City FC, in the state of Michigan now, you can catch them on like TV 20 or the CW now. They're doing a bunch of broadcasts over the air. That's obviously not like nationwide. No one's really caring too much about that, but it's becoming more accessible, and it probably will continue to be. The
dude, you are just a full blown like
yeah,
dorky
yeah.
fanatic soccer dork. It is
Don't
hilarious.
yeah, that doesn't hurt me. I
No,
am
I
who I
know.
am. I'm going
No,
to a third division professional game tomorrow with my son that I bought season tickets for like the fourth year in a row. And they're finally letting people back in the stands. They used to pack it with like 8,000 people. They're only allowed to have 1,000. But I'm a dork, man. I
dude.
love it. It's so
I
much
just think
fun.
about
I took you to that thing and you enjoyed it.
I first of all, yeah, I did enjoy it. Second of
Yes.
all, if it were me and it was a metal festival in Traverse City, and it was this yearly thing where once a week they did this
Once a week.
super cool metal festival, and we're gonna totally have rallies and like smoke bombs and shit. If that were me on a doing a metal festival, having the same sort of fan fervor that you have for Detroit City FC, you would mock it. And you would say all kinds of Smitty and his fucking mom's basement jokes.
Yeah, so I would mock it, but it was like, just to get under your skin. Like I'd probably enjoy it too. I'm not a big metal guy.
Oh,
But
I
if
know.
I were to go to a big thing like that, I'd probably be down. I'd make fun of you a couple times and how many of those guys
It
hate
would
their
be
dads.
it would be merciless. It would
Sorry,
be
buddy. You're not mad at me. You're mad at your dad. But yeah.
now. I will say that because I was just talking to you about it today, and it's like, what is it going to be on TV? Detroit City FC. It's going to be on the CW in Northern Michigan.
Yeah, TV
Right?
20
Is that
down
every game or is it
here.
just this game?
I think they're not. They got the schedule out there. I think they're doing 12 games over the air. Like you can get it on your actual TV in Michigan.
Yeah.
I think CW up there. There's a couple different like TV 20. But then they obviously they stream all their stuff, and then they have a national partner, not them, but the league they play in with BN Sports Extra. And so they're on that. If you have that like a cable package, you might have that. But so they get played nationally, and then I think the championship game is going to be on regular BN Sports, which is another that's like not their extra channel. So you may have that, but they won the only 2 trophies this league has ever had. We've won, and so we're going into the season having won everything. So we're pretty good team. It's fun to watch. Honestly, I just like you said, I'm a nerd. So and
You
there's
are,
something
man.
local. I became an owner in the sense that I have 2 shares of the club and I have no power to do anything other than say I'm an owner and get a sweet scarf that says so and a
Other
certificate.
than
But
just say how much you love it.
yeah, well, yeah, it's I said something like where when I go to the game tomorrow, I'm gonna have they sent like a special like soccer people, they have scarves and you like hold them up like so they get new ones every year, but you get a special owner scarf for becoming owner. So I'm gonna be like Wayne's World flashing it at everybody as I'm walking by. The problem is everyone that's gonna be there is also probably an owner that owns 2 shares or 1 share of the club, so it's not
You
gonna be
didn't
that
get the
exclusive.
scarf yet?
I got the scarf, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was gonna say you should put it on. You should have wore it.
oh well.
I mean, don't do. Oh, there you go.
It's not the scarf. I own too many shirts that say Detroit City.
You're not as fat as you say you are. You say you're all fat, but you look like you're in pretty good shape still.
It's the lighting and the camera angle. Believe me, I am out of shape.
Man.
Speaking of soccer, I play occasionally with some people from my work, and these are kids. They're in their 20s and their 30s. I'm 41 years old. I'm the only person in this league that has any gray hair anywhere on their head or their face. And so it's indoor soccer, which in general, like you're not indoor soccer, it's like hockey. So you go out, you sprint around, and then you get off. But I am out there for such a short period of time. If I'm running, if I do one sprint, they already know to have a sub ready for me because I sprint once. I'm like, that's it. That's it. Get one. But I've never, I feel so out of shape. Like my back I'll be dead for the entire week. It already bothers me, no matter what, because I'm old now and everything's just shitty now. And it doesn't get better. You just manage the shittiness. But there's nothing more ridiculous than me playing with these kids. And the only reason I do is because I don't know anyone else to play with. I should be in an over 40 league. I should be in an over 40 league with people who don't know how to play soccer because I don't. But I scored a goal this season, 1 goal, and I feel like I've contributed.
Honestly, you should start a fan league. Detroit City FC fan league.
Well, a fat fan league. So
Yeah.
I can
Honestly,
you don't want to like walk instead of run. Just like a little jog.
it's talking about
I should just get a foosball league is really what I should do.
I was talking about like how I just haven't thrown and been athletic at all the last podcast with Michael Stevens, but it's just like I'm so soft. It's not even the fact that it's not even that I'm out of shape, and it's way beyond not being in shape. Way beyond that. It's soft. Like I have such bad ankles. I'm afraid of like walking on anything uneven.
Okay, so I would be the same. The only reason why I have any any kind of muscles or any kind of, I'm not in shape, but any remotely in shape is because I have a 6-year-old son who loves to play sports and he's heavy and I have to lift him up all the time because he wants to be picked up and thrown around and wrestled with. If it wasn't for that, I would probably be just a blob that would just flow through life at this point. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I get you. This is what it's like now. This is what we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just sacks of bones and flab.
Doing better though.
Somewhat. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did all veggies
I
this whole
I
month and
failed. I was going to talk about it on the podcast tomorrow with Josh and Levi, but I
oh yeah,
failed.
oh yeah, don't you bring it up there with me. We're talking about
Well, I
Justin.
sucked. Was it Tuesday? I went to
Why did you
Honor.
suck?
I went I went to Honor to buy some marijuana and
Oh, good for you.
stopped at McDonald's on the way.
Fillet of fish.
And I don't even want to admit what I ate. I don't want to admit. One of those things, it felt great at the time, and then the more I ate it, the more shame I felt.
Yeah, but I mean, if you did a whole month and had one meal, that's
Yeah.
pretty damn good, dude.
Overall, I feel pretty good. But I'm gonna keep that way of eating, I think, for the most part, other than just like because tomorrow is total fluke as far as just like how it's going to be moving forward because I love eating just little snacks every couple hours. Just
Yeah.
couple handfuls of almonds, a few carrots, celery with hummus, whatever. It's
They
just
say that's the way to do it instead of eating big
dude,
meals.
I feel great. Honestly, like I feel way less bloated. I know I'm losing weight. I haven't even weighed myself at all yet. But that just adding gradually, I'm not gonna eat much dairy anymore. It's just
Yeah.
I'm eating like protein shakes with like almond milk and fucking oat milk. That's how I don't know, that's just what I'm eating now. It's weird.
No, that's good. I mean, I wish I just can't do it. I mean, maybe I probably could. I don't have any of the self or the determination to do stuff like that. But the thing is, like, I think you're like, I haven't weighed myself yet. I don't even think you should bother. If you're feeling good, just keep doing it.
Yeah,
Here's how
I
much
don't
you
want
weigh.
to.
Yeah. Ah, that's good, man. I'm proud of you.
I don't
Look at
want
it.
to.
I
No.
said something nice about you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. No, man, it's like I've gotten better at the discipline thing. The food thing is really tough. Like I had to stop. I think I was telling you and Tim on the continuous thread. Said, "Oh yeah, I was doing great," and then I stayed up the other night and had two fucking PB&J toasts. It's just like
Dude, that's bad
that's
though.
that's my
That's
huge weakness, though. Is
right.
like PB&J
That's
toast. I'm not even gonna have that in the house anymore.
yeah. Well, you try to be healthy like me someday.
I have been so much better about like just having discipline. Like I quit smoking it's almost 6 months ago now,
Nice.
So it's just
I
like
did not
that.
know that.
Yeah.
That's a big one, man. That'll
That
help
was
your pocketbook too, won't it?
say what?
Will help the wallet there too, won't it?
Yeah. I'm pinching pennies like a motherfucker.
Look at you all
Just save for
grown
them
up.
Ireland dollars.
Only took you to turn what 50 to finally grown up.
45. What kind of funny thing did you say earlier? I interrupted you.
I don't know. I don't know. I made fun of you about something.
Oh.
There's too many going on. It's just flying through. You know how it goes. We do this every day. We just don't do it face to face. This is what we do literally every day. You, me, and Tim.
Yeah. I was looking for the story that I had. You got vaccinated.
Yeah. I've
right?
got the second. It's been a week and a day since the second dose.
Did you do the Moderna? Is that
Oh, what am I?
That's right.
A hobo? Pfizer, dude.
Yeah, my
No,
first
just kidding.
Moderna shot.
Yeah, it was the one that was I wanted to do the Johnson & Johnson initially just because it was the one and done. And then they had some issues. I still think people should be able to get it. I don't think it's a big deal, but they were out of it. So like the place we went to, Amy found it through a Facebook group or something. Thank God it was early on. And so we could schedule an appointment. You picked which one you wanted, but like I said, I wanted to get the earliest one we could. So we both got them on the same day and we got the Pfizer and they set you up for the second one. I mean, you go in, boom, you're out, like, and you wait 15 minutes to make sure you're not gonna, grow a third arm, and then you're on your way. But in between the first and the second, we all got COVID, which was sweet. Luckily, you had a mild case of it, but I've known people that just got wrecked by it. So I think people don't be hesitant to get the vaccine because the people who were that I
Well,
know have gotten it, a couple of them were dead set on never getting it. And after a hospital stay, they're like, I am getting it, and I'm encouraging everyone I know to get it. So,
I
yeah,
was just if you're not gonna get it, there's so many free things that you can get if you do get it. It's hilarious just the amount of shit they're
really,
giving away. Detroit is offering $50 to people who give others a ride to vaccination sites. They're gonna start sending people to knock on doors, like getting out to vote, except getting the vaccinations out. They're gonna start just sending people out to knock on doors. Hey, have you been vaccinated? Hey, have you been vaccinated?
that'd be annoying. No one's gonna answer their door. They
Nope.
think there's like Jehovah's Witnesses out there.
Dude, honestly, man, I had Jehovah's Witnesses stop by. I don't know if it was Jehovah's Witnesses or if it was like Mormons. I don't know. And this was the week was the week before I quit the radio station, and I knew I was going to quit, and I was just in a bad mood, you know. And knock at the door, leave. I was in the bedroom, and I'm like, oh, it must be UPS. And I went open the door, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I got the." He had like a little sack, like a paper sack, and you could tell like it was like a pamphlet in it, you know.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and I just like I've never been, because typically the last time a Jehovah's Witness stopped by, I wasn't a dick to him. I'm like, yeah, come on inside and watch Sonic Highways, the Foo Fighters documentary. They turned me down, but you know,
Dude, I don't invite anyone in my house. I'm not
well,
that I don't even care if it's really. I don't just want anyone to come in. I don't like when people, friends come over.
yeah, but I knew they wouldn't, and I was turning the tables on them.
Get out of my house. Nah, just kidding.
But
Yeah,
these guys, I just go, sorry, not today, and just shut the door in their face. Like that was the rudest I've been to somebody that just knocked on my door.
dude, they're probably used to it though, so I wouldn't feel bad
Probably.
about it. That's probably 96% of what they get of people just going, come on, man. Like, do I come to your house preaching about other crap? Do I knock on doors going, have you heard about lower division soccer? Like,
Maybe I should start that. Maybe I should try that with a podcast. Just fucking go to people's
door to
doors
door.
when they here's a fucking what the hell everything sticker.
They'd probably take it.
Dude, honestly, just have one of these fine coasters.
I think you just had a little brain baby. There you go. Promote the show.
They're giving away free crispy. See, now this story, it's a different dynamic with radio than it is obviously on the podcast. So like when I prep the podcast out, I'm always like, do you know, I wonder if you probably know what I'm talking about, where you have a radio way of doing things, at least in your head, you've talked about a topic enough and it's time to move on to the other thing. And you're not used to just shooting the shit for a long time in between topics. Having topics for a podcast seems weird too, right? If you're just shooting the shit.
That's true. Well, yeah, because on the radio, we had to play music. So you'd know, as Ray Bauer would say, brevity, keep everything nice and short and sweet and try to get in and out, while trying to stay topical and keeping people. So yeah, I don't know how you do it in a podcast. It's my first podcast go around. Probably my last.
Can't be. This isn't your first podcast, is it?
This has been an awful experience.
No, it can't be. You've been on more than this podcast, haven't you?
I don't think so. Not for like more than 5-10 minutes, I don't think. Yeah.
Well, you gonna come on again at some point soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this one up in a little bit though, just because I got the kid. I gotta.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. We'll wrap up the podcast. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, if you want to finish your thought on this other thing, that's fine. But
I didn't have I completed my thought already.
First time, right here. First time.
But that was fun. And anytime you want to come on a Friday night or something, man.
Dude, it was fun. Yeah, it's good to talk to you other than through our continuous thread that we've had for years, which is just so stupid and hilarious. And there are times where you, me, and Tim are just the dumbest things just pop in, and I will be at work and it'll be dead silent where I'm at, and I have to hold in the most ridiculous laughter, and I'm like crying and like shaking at my little cube because one of you idiots said something so ridiculous, and it's hard to describe to people what it is. It's just stream of consciousness.
Because you can't talk about it on a podcast. Yeah. It's just like it's We're sort of terrible people. We're borderline good people, you
No,
know,
if
but
you're,
we say terrible things.
you know the movie Mean Girls? You seen
Yeah.
that? Where they have a burn book where they make fun of everybody?
Yeah.
You do that, it's like that, except it's just about the three of us where we pick on each other nonstop. And
Pretty
never,
hurtful.
yeah.
It's pretty hurtful. I say no redacted. If whenever it gets turned into a coffee table book, we don't redact anything. We just publish it after we're dead, and then everybody just moves on. And that's our legacy.
Let our families burn in the aftermath.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll forgive us. Old and dead by then. It'll be just shit Grandpa did when he was alive.
That's true. That's
You know?
a fact. No one's gonna want to read that anyway.
Seriously,
It's
no,
so
that's
incoherent. It's so incoherent.
I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty happy about this podcast.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. We'll do it again, and hopefully, people like it and listen to it, and we'll come back and we'll shoot the shit again. Maybe not, talk so much about the stupid Lions, unless they're winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, I'll talk about them all day long if
That's
they're
true.
winning.
I will too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who am I kidding? I'll keep talking about those bastards.
All right. Well, don't disconnect when we're done on YouTube.
You
okay?
tell me when we're done on YouTube, and I'll stay on.
All right, we're gonna kill it on YouTube.